Time now for our next mental health symposium, where community conversations are enhancing mental health services. Here's more.
So I'm here to talk a little bit about suicide prevention.
Healthy RC recently hosted a community conversation on suicide prevention as part of their focus on mental health issues in our community. The event at Central Park featured a frank and open discussion about suicide and depression, with a number of testimonials from those who have been touched by suicide.
Most people who have either a mental health disorder or are struggling with suicide think that they're alone. They think that they're the only ones who are dealing with it. And once they share, once they start to discuss, then people who are struggling say, oh, I'm not the only one, and this person is doing so well, or this person survived an attempt, and there is life afterwards. So it's important to hear those survivor stories to let people know that there is hope and that there is life beyond a suicide attempt.
The event is part of a series of community conversations that is unique to Rancho Cucamonga.
There's not many organizations, there's not many cities that are doing this type of work and really digging deeper into what are some of the main issues around mental health.
The idea behind events like this is to bring up subjects that are not talked about much, like mental health, out into the open in an effort to reduce the shame and stigma that often goes with it.
If we keep it stigmatized and to ourselves, people are not going to get the help that they need. The community needs to see that those are those out there that need help so that we can help them.
The numbers regarding mental health issues are staggering. Studies show that 20% of Americans experience mental health issues in any given year. So there's a good chance you know someone who may be secretly struggling with mental illness.
I'll walk into a room and people will say, I don't know anybody with a mental health disorder. And I say, no, if you're in a room with 100 people, there's at least 20 to 25 people in that room with a mental health disorder. And just because people don't talk about it doesn't mean that they're not struggling with it.
That's why it's important to talk with someone if you or someone you know is feeling depressed or suicidal.
If you're going through a problem, then more people out there are going through that problem, and you're not alone. It's as simply as being vulnerable and knowing, accepting it, and being okay with it, and moving forward and asking for help.
With that in mind, it's important to know some of the warning signs for suicide. Those signs may include threats or comments about killing themselves, increased alcohol and drug use, aggressive behavior, social withdrawal from friends and family, dramatic mood swings, talking, writing, or thinking about death, impulsive or reckless behavior.
One of my favorite sayings is that without mental health, there is no health. So our brain is a very important organ and it's part of our body. So if we want health, then we have to start with our brains. We have to start with mental health.
And that's why events like this community conversation are so important, to let those who may be struggling with mental health issues, including depression or suicidal thoughts, know that they are not alone and that there are places to get help.
I care about helping and connecting with others in the community that are considering suicide, and basically what I've learned is we have to ask, and we have to ask questions and connect and let them know that we care about them and make sure that they get help.
Some of the places locally people can get help include 211. The United Way's 24-hour 211 call center can connect residents with a variety of services that can help someone who is struggling.
So if you have a mental health issue, you can call into 211. And if you're feeling suicidal, you feel like harming yourself, killing yourself, if you're feeling depressed, severe anxiety, call 211 and they will assess your situation.
Also, there's the National Alliance on Mental Illness, offering a number of local services and support groups. You can find out more at their website. And the National Suicide Prevention Hotline is 1-800-273-8255. Healthy RC and the City of Rancho Cucamonga plan more community conversation events in the future. You can keep up to date at healthyrc.com. From Central Park, I'm David Wiley for Healthy RC Living.